Guys, thanks for joining us. Gaffer, we'll start with you. Having only played Stevenage a couple of weeks ago, we're playing them again on Saturday. I suppose we know what we can expect from them.
No, not really, because they've got a load of different players. We've got a few coming back from injury. So, listen, don't matter who we play, I keep saying to you, we'll be preparing the same way as we do for each side and let them worry about us.
Yes, 3 defeats in the last 12 for us. You know, we're hitting some really good form. Obviously, four points out of the last 2 games is a really good return. I suppose what's best about that is, you know, we have had to overcome some adversity. There's been a lot of injuries. You know, how proud of the squad have you been over the last few games?
Yeah, for everybody, yeah. I've been saying it all season. It's only when you boys keep highlighting what we ain't doing, I keep saying to you, just tell people what we are doing. And it's easy to pick holes in everything, but Jack will tell you later, we've had people going there playing in positions and playing all over the place. Listen, nobody gives a monkeys about that. As long as you keep getting the results, nobody really cares, except us, because we're the ones that have got to do it every week.
Some good additions in January. Hopefully we'll be ready for Saturday. Aramide, Amrit coming back, and Isaac Hutchinson on loan from Derby as well. I suppose you'll just be excited to see them in action on Saturday finally.
If they get picked, yeah.
Fair enough. But are you happy with the signings overall?
I wouldn't have signed them if I wasn't. We ain't going out. They've got to improve the squad. You know, they're not here just to make the numbers up. We want to improve the squad all the time and challenge people. And you know, as I say, it's documented now that we missed out on the Man United player, which would have been a good addition. But that's life. You just get on with it.
You mentioned the selection there. Are we finally starting to get to the stage where it's going to be more of a challenge for you to pick a squad? Obviously, as we spoke about recently, it's more been how can we pick a squad, not who. But
yeah, it's always a challenge. It ain't the ones you pick, it's the ones you leave out that you got to worry about, because they're the ones that are phoning and moaning and groaning, which in a nice way, because they want to play. Jack will tell you again in a minute, you get your shirt, he's been around it long enough, you've got to make sure that you do enough to keep it.
Fans have been excellent at the last 2 away games, but we're finally back at home. So we're going to have a rocking atmosphere again here on Saturday, and you know, if they're as loud as they've been on those away games, we're going to have no problem hearing them on Saturday.
All right, rocking atmosphere. That's very well put by you. Very rocking. Listen, you know my thoughts on the fans, and sometimes I think, once again, keep saying it, you've got to give them something to cheer about. You've got to give them something to get behind. And I think they've seen the effort from all the boys, and it's a game to game. I keep saying it, but one thing, these lot won't give in, and they'll have a go for you, good or bad, but they will have a go.
Cool. Jack, I suppose, having been back for the last 2 away games, you would have noticed how much of an impact the fans have made. How much of an impact has it had on a player?
Yeah, it's always nice when you go away from home. Obviously, we had the Bradford game where first half we weren't good enough, and you can hear the fans second half getting right behind us, and we had a right go second half and we got the result. And I think it just pushes you on. It just gives you that little bit extra when it hasn't been going well, but they've stuck with you, and then they go and push you forward, and then we go and get the win at the end.
Yeah, 4 points out of those 2 away games against 2 of the teams that would probably be favourites. Well, certainly at the start of the season were favourites for promotion. You know, in the dressing room, was that sort of after the Swindon game? Was everyone considering that as a good return from those 2 games, or was it just sort of you were striving for those 6 and disappointed you didn't get those 6?
Yeah, I think straight after the game, I think we was frustrated. We all mentioned it. It felt like a loss when we come in because we were so close Tuesday night. But if you'd have said, look, you get 4 of the 6 in the 2 games, yeah, of course we would have took that. But when you're in that position, you're leading the game, and to concede like we did, obviously we're frustrated, and it did feel like a loss as soon as we come back in.
And obviously you yourself have come back from injury recently, you know, been playing the 90 minutes. How have you been finding it so far after coming back?
Yeah, it's been good. Even when you come back from injury, you just want to play as many minutes as you can. It's been tough. A lot of games coming, and obviously being out 9 weeks obviously was tough, but yeah, I'm feeling fit again, so just want to continue playing.
You know, how, in terms of fatigue, is there anything that you've noticed, not just yourself but the other lads as well? Obviously that was a lot of travelling again over those last 2 games, you know, in quick succession, or are you feeling, you know, up to your best?
We're feeling alright. We get looked after, do you know what I mean? We've all been in the pool again today, so it's not like we're training mad every day. We get looked after, so there's no excuses when it comes to a match day that we're tired or anything like that. It goes to the back then, and we kick on and go and get another 3 points.
Cool.
Thanks. I'll stay with you, Jack. Do you want me to hold it? Yeah, go on. On Tuesday, you were voted our fans' player of the match. You got 9 out of 10, I think. How pleased have you been with your form since your return?
Yeah, I think that's coincided with the team. I think the team plays well, you play well. I think it's obviously I'm happy that you get things like that. But if I was doing that and we were losing, then it wouldn't mean anything. So it's nice to obviously hear that. But it's the team at the moment that are getting us the results, and everyone's putting in them performances together.
Yeah, and I understand that Tuesday night triggered an extension of your contract, and that you must be delighted that you'll be staying on here, getting all the appearances you have done.
Yeah, obviously it's brilliant for me. Obviously, being brought into the club and then obviously hitting it now, it means that I can just get my head down and kick on now and not have to worry about anything in the summer, and just focus completely on till the end of the season.
Yeah, and you've obviously played at different levels, different clubs. You went down to non-league and that. How have you found stepping back up to League 2 football this season?
It's tougher, but I never doubted that I couldn't do it, and I didn't step out because I couldn't do it. It was more of a family choice at the time. So yeah, it's been fine. Obviously, back in the leagues where you want to play. So yeah, I'm just delighted to sort of be back in. Yeah,
and how much has John influenced your career so far, and how's he developing you this year?
I've known the gaff probably 10 years now. From when I was we both at Gillingham, so we've kept in contact throughout that time. So when I got a phone call in the summer, it was a no-brainer for me to come and get the deal signed.
Yeah, and obviously back at home on Saturday. How much do you enjoy playing in front of the Crawley Town fans?
Yeah, I think they can see what the group's about at the moment. We're working hard for each other. You make messes up, you got someone else there for them. I think that's what's getting us through games, and we're winning games because of that. So the team is the team, and that's the bench, and that's the people in the stand. Everyone's together, and when you have that, you can go and achieve things.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. John, staying with Jack, how important a role has Jack played this year for you in the team?
Not really. No, well, that's what you bring him in for. As I say, we go back a long way. I think it's more than, it's about 14 years, I think.
I'm not that old
there
yet.
You go. But no, listen, that's what I say. You bring players in to better the squad. You don't bring players in that are just the same. You don't, you always look at the strive to do better. And as I say, Jack's played at a level when he started young, when you was Gillingham.
17. Yeah.
17. So I keep saying with him, Tony, George, a lot of them, it's the experience they bring around the place, and that spreads. We've been lacking that a little bit in some games, but don't get me down that one about the COVID and the injuries and all that. But it's a fact. It is a fact, and it's a compliment to the lads that you're putting in and sending on, that we ain't really fell away. We're still looking here. Another 3 points is 3 points away from relegation. I know that, but it's not like you're sitting there thinking, if only. Well, we got to make that. We've still got the opportunities to do, and the boys have got the opportunities to do what they want to do this year. You're not reliant on anyone except yourselves.
Yeah, and is it a sign of how far you've come that you're disappointed with a draw at Swindon?
Well, I think it's how far we come, how excited Swindon were with a point. It's more the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's all right saying where we've come, but it's what other teams are setting out against us. And once again, compliment to the players and everybody that there's the sort of standards. We set our own standards, and it's annoying when you don't reach them every time, but as long as you strive to and keep to, 9 times out of 10 them habits become good habits. And like I say, even Bradford, they was totally disappointed that they lost the game. I understand that, but they're clubs that normally, Crawley, we're just there to make the numbers up, but I think teams are realising now that we ain't.
Yeah, and back at home on Saturday, the home form hasn't been the best this year, or how you would have wanted it. Is there anything you're working on to change that, or is it just a case of it?
Listen, we don't change whether we're home or away. The attitude and well, I don't like the word attitude. The desire to win and the will to win from everybody doesn't change. It's just that sometimes it happens. And I keep telling all you lot that don't forget there's an opposition that they set out to do against us, but we do when we go away from home. So there is 2 teams out there. You can, if a team outplays you or outfights your eyes, a bit of luck, you got to take that. But we've just got to keep sticking and believing in what we're doing, and we'll get what we want out of it.
Yeah, and you touched on it earlier. Stevenage has brought in a few players. You've got players back and a couple of new signings. Are you expecting a different game than a couple of weeks ago, or? Yeah,
because I don't think we've done that well, to be honest with you. I think we let ourselves down up there. But that's circumstances, so yeah, let's see. It could be a good game Saturday.
Yeah, and just quickly touch on Isaac Hutchinson, another Sussex boy coming back. How important is that to you to get a Sussex connection with Crawley Town Football Club? You've done it with James Tilley, David Radari came from Hastings.
Yeah, but you just look, don't you? If you start scouting outside the M25, like Jack's, an hour away, isn't you? Yeah. If you look outside that rule of thumb, I think, well, why would you? there's enough good players around here, and you know, you get your old exceptions that you want to get down, that you want to bring in. But you know, we got good contacts now with a lot of the clubs, Southamptons, Palaces, Chelsea's, all them. Why would you go hunting elsewhere? We ain't got the money to go hunting elsewhere. We're just about to pay their petrol, let alone anybody else's bus fare to get in here.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, John. Good luck Saturday.